Seven signs that you're addicted. Okay, whenever people hear the word addiction, they automatically assume like they picture some junkie shooting up in a bathroom or, like living in a gutter on the street. But they might actually be on their 47th Instagram reel, drinking their fourth coffee of the day, texting the same emotionally unavailable man, and adding all of the things that they forgot to buy in their Amazon cart and think that only other people who have like this very visceral outward looking addiction are the ones that are struggling with addiction. Addiction is actually super fucking sneaky. It doesn't always ruin your life overnight. I went through addiction for years without it actually ruining my life. I mean, on like as bad as it eventually did. Sometimes it's just slowly convincing you that you need something outside of yourself to feel okay. And that's addiction's whole job. So, what are a couple of signs that you might be somebody who's dealing with addiction? Number one, you cannot be alone with your thoughts. Let me ask you this question. Can you remember the last time that you drove somewhere without listening to music or a podcast, or the last time that you sat on a toilet without your phone? What about the last time that you walked through Target without like grabbing literally a bunch of shit that you didn't need? Like, nobody needs a candle that smells like an autumn whisper. All of those things that you're like continually grabbing at is like the science behind it is that your brain just loves this quick dopamine hit. And every time that you escape discomfort, your brain is constantly going like, "Oh yeah, let's do that again. I fucking love that. Let's do that again." In my own life, I've grabbed for every different kind of addiction, but I'll share this story about when I realized that sugar was a really bad addiction in my life. Now, I've overcome addiction to substances, I've overcome addiction to, like codependency and sex and eating disorders and so many different things. But the first time, well, I mean, I've always known that I have a problem with sugar. It was like my first drug of choice being a little kid and using it to self soothe. But I was speaking at an event and I had done like an amazing job. Like I nailed it. I felt so proud of myself at the end of my presentation. And this long line of people lined up to like thank me and ask questions and like exchange information. And it was probably like 15 people deep in this line. And all I could think about was, oh my God, this line is so fucking long. And all I want to do is run over to Whole Foods around the corner and go buy a tray of muffins so that I can congratulate and reward myself for a job well done. And that was the first time that I realized, like, wow, I will grab out anything outside of myself to just avoid a feeling. And the feeling was accomplishment and elation. It's not just like when you're feeling depressed or sad, like, addiction can come in any costume at any time. Okay, another sign that you might have an addiction is that you just keep saying one more. Just one more episode. How many of you are like getting trapped in that next episode loop? Just one more cookie, just one more scroll. Maybe this will be the best reel that I've ever seen in my whole life. Just one more online quiz to find out which potato I actually am. I'm a sweet potato, by the way, a purple yam. So, if you are in this habit of saying just one more, you might be dealing with an addiction because, again, like your brain is just looking for dopamine. And it's like, if I can just get this one more hit of dopamine, then maybe my whole life will welk up because, struggle versus reward is like your brain's always going to go for reward. Okay, another sign that you might have a problem with addiction, you get weird when you can't have it. If you can't have coffee, if you can't have sugar, what about your vape or even the gym, your phone? Oh my God, forget about your phone. Ever leave your phone somewhere? Oh my God, it's like literally the whole world is collapsing around you. It is the worst. Or like trying to take a vape away from somebody, like a little baby pacifier. It's literally just like that. If your girlfriends are like tired of hearing about your situationship and they're like, girl, just leave him already. And you're like, but I can't. I'm addicted to him. Like there's so much. And, like if you would even be mildly inconvenienced by the thought of like having one of your things taken away, would it be like somebody stole your identity? Because you might have your addiction wrapped up inside of your identity. You might think that this is just a part of you when really it's just something that you're addicted to. Another sign that you might be addicted is like if chaos feels like home and your nervous system is just totally set to drama, like people are addicted to drama and chaos. I'm one of them. I love fucking stuff up. It feels so regular. My life has always been in a huge state of chaos. And for the last 7 years that I've been in recovery, my constant practice and learning opportunity is to allow good, calm things to be my new reality. I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I'm a work in progress. But when you grow up in chaos, your brain becomes wired just to expect more chaos. And when things start feeling peaceful, it can feel boring and it can even feel terrifying. So, like, in my relationships with other people, like, if I have friendships with other people and they make me feel really safe, I'm like always expecting for them to abandon me. And so then I'll abandon them first. And oh man, it's like this endless loop of chaos, but it also is rooted in addiction. Um, what else? What are some other signs that you're might be addicted? Like if you're actually avoiding a feeling, right? So like when it comes down to experiencing your addiction, I don't think that anybody's walking around being like, you know what would really spice up my Tuesday? An addiction. Which one can I grab for? But it's usually when you're trying to avoid a feeling. So like for me, it was always boredom, whatever the fuck that meant. Only boring people get bored. I am not a boring person. There's no way that I was ever actually experiencing boredom. It was just like calm, and I want to avoid that feeling. Sometimes it was grief, sometimes it was loneliness, rejection, shame, um, whatever feeling. And like I said, sometimes it was joy, sometimes it was elation. The question is always like, what is the feeling that I'm trying to avoid? Like, why am I going for my fourth cup of coffee for the day? What is the feeling I'm trying to avoid? Or, like, why am I texting this guy multiple times when I know that he doesn't respond or he's not interested in me? The other thing that helps me understand when I'm addicted to something is if I keep negotiating with myself. My husband has a really good story where he's like, he says that when he was in active addiction, he always kept telling himself, just 2 more weeks. In 2 weeks, I'm going to get my life together. Just 2 more weeks. But yeah, I used to, like I never really tried to get my life together, but like there was many times when I had to go to the welfare office and I would say like, I'll do it Monday. I'll do it Monday. But sometimes when people are addicted, like they'll say, I'll start after vacation. I'm only going to have one. I can resist going in for more. If it's something with like a situationship or limerence or person obsession, it'll be like, I'll only text him when he texts me. Like you're in a constant state of negotiation with yourself. Just 5 more minutes of scrolling. Like I'm always looking at my clock on my phone while I'm scrolling and I'll say like, well, I have to end scrolling on the hour or like on the 15-minute mark. So like if it's 11:08 and I decide that I want to stop scrolling, I'm going to wait 7 more minutes until it's 11:15. But then by the time that I look, oh my God, it's 11:18. I guess I'll stop at 11:30. And like it's like that all the time, this constant negotiation with myself because my brain is thinking that like, yeah, it's like this feeling of I've defeated myself, and so I just have to like continue to avoid this feeling of defeat. Another way that you know that you're addicted to something is if you don't know who you are without it. So like I hear this a lot. People like smoke a lot of weed, or maybe they do plant medicine, or they're addicted to consuming spiritual content because all of those things are addictions too. And they all say like that they just don't know who they are. Like, and whether it's work, like who am I without work? Who am I without being the fixer? Who am I without alcohol? Who am I without weed? Who am I without the relationship? Who am I without the constant staying busy, productivity, all of the things? Like there's so many different things to be addicted to, and I've been addicted to them all. Productivity, work, money, validation, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, caffeine, sugar, eating disorders, binging and purging. Um, and I'm positive that if you really, and scrolling, oh my God, technology addiction, let me not forget that one. And I'm positive that if you were to sit with yourself for just a moment, you could start to understand that there's some things that you are addicted to as well. And I would, I challenge you to ask yourself this question. What is it that I actually need right now? Every time that you go to reach for your addiction, for your baby pacifier for your thing that comforts you. What is it that I actually need right now? Maybe it's connection. It could be rest. It could be food. It could be a nap. Maybe it's therapy. Maybe it's meeting a coach. It could be a glass of water. Maybe you've had fucking 17 cups of coffee for the day and haven't had a sip of water since 2009. Well, it's time, friend. Tiny interruptions in your regular pattern of going into the addiction create massive change. So, like, we want to create a pause in between the thought and the action. The disease of addiction is very self-centered in nature, meaning like it'll make you feel like you're the center of the world and forget about everything else around you. And it will make you believe that you don't have any autonomy in your own life. So an addictive, obsessive thought arcs at 15 minutes. All you have to do is distract yourself for 15 minutes and the craving will go away, whether it's drugs or food or whatever. I have been a gluten-free vegan for almost the entire length of my recovery, like at least 6 years. And I've been in recovery for 7 years, and I slowly went into this vegan, gluten-free lifestyle. There was a time in early recovery, like probably 2 or 3 years in, where I had this insane craving for pepperoni pizza. And like it would not leave me. Like it was all consuming. And I was literally on my way walking to the pizzeria. And I was like, I am going to get so sick if I eat this. But I must have what my brain is telling me I must have. And I couldn't interrupt the loop. And so I reached out to a friend and I said, hey, I'm about to do something real stupid. I'm going to hurt myself. Like, please help me. And of course, I was like hurting myself with food, but like I really needed help. And I knew that if I just stayed on the phone for 15 minutes, that the feeling would go away. And I literally even timed it. And when I finally felt the feeling leave my body and leave my mind, I looked down at my phone to see how long I had been on the phone. And I was on the phone for 15 minutes and 3 seconds. So like there's real science behind this. All you have to do is just distract yourself long enough. And if this video made you feel personally attacked, good, that I did my job. But we're on to something. You might be dealing with some kind of addiction. And if you're ready to understand why your brain does what it does and why your body does what it does and why you keep going back to the same patterns and behavior, I offer you the opportunity to come check out my offerings. BuddhaBetty.com. I host really affordable workshops. I have a couple coming up in the month of July that would be super helpful if you're dealing with addiction, unblocking your magic, rewiring limiting beliefs, some shadow work stuff, and or you can hop into a one-on-one session with me and we can start uncovering and reprogramming. And if you watched this entire video while doom scrolling, I'm proud of you. Those are baby steps. Till then, be wavy.